So during the last video we were trying to understand how actually critical rate is going to change our performance, how important is this stat is going to be, and our main elemental stat in terms of consuming different foods, how it's going to change our performance. After that I decided to actually go further. Before we're going to deep into details, I wanted to first of all say thank you for all of your feedback and clarifying different moments that I wasn't really aware of. It helps a lot, and I always appreciate when people are providing their feedback. So yeah, hope for your reactions as well. And in this video again I decided to go further with trying different foods which are going to change some of our stats. Now let's begin with it, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And also, if you're enjoying my content, want to stay updated with my publications, I have my own Discord server. Feel free to join, the link is going to be in a pinned comment. You're always welcome. Now to the main topic of this video. And first of all I need to show you how actually my stats looks like, because they're going to be main reason for understanding actually how it's going to be changed, what's going to matter the most. First of all, again about my intelligence and spirit, they're 4.3k, 2.1k. For magical attack 8.1k, physical and magical defense threat 2k, 49. Magical crit 79%, crit damage 149.2%, attack speed and cooldown rate you can see 76 and 198, Umbra enhancement is 174.9. With that being said, for you to understand, I didn't modify my stats during the battle at all, only with the food, and the food that we're going to see and compare from one run to another is going to be the next one. The first run that you're going to see, they're going to be exactly with the stats that I have. I didn't change any of them, but after that I was trying this one, rice, carrot mushroom rice, which is going to increase our magical attack by 8%. After that I decided to test the other food, which is going to increase our magical crit by 8%, and the last one is going to be actually this one food, which is a corn, which is going to increase our skill damage by 8%. So after all we're going to see actually our total numbers, our performance from skills, how it's going to change our actual results. Now let me show you first of all my first run. I'm going to show you battle, but they're going to be speed up, let's say, not to waste time. You're just going to see how I was using my rotations and so on, and after that on total results we're going to last a little bit longer to discuss it in a little bit more details. So the first run, as I already told you, I decided just to make a pure clear run without using any buffs with the stats that I have, and the whole thing that I was using my rotations as usual without any changes. The only one adjustment, let's say, which I've done, it's been from my tests, the skills that are dealing the least amount of damage. I decided to reduce amount of points that I am spending on these skills and decided to boost the other skills which are showing way better results. And for you to understand, in Warlock class the most important stat, I mean the skill, is going to be a Demon Mark Burst. So this is a finger snap thing. Yeah, it's going to provide the most amount of damage, let's say almost. If we're going to consider when we're using this skill during our transformation, yeah, it's going to destroy all the other skills like completely. And yeah, after the first run, as you can see, what results do we have? So from the basic attack 41.7 million, from the Staxian illusion it's 32.5 million 4 times during the battle used, the demon mark burst 11 times used 28.6 million, the apostle demon mark burst 5 times used 24.5 million. So if we're going to sum them up, it's going to be like what, 53, yeah, 53 million in total, which is going to outdamage basically everything. So this skill is definitely worth it. Our total number is 259.4 million. Maybe I missed some timings a little bit, and it could have been slightly bit better in terms of our total number, overall performance, maybe 2 million higher or something like that. But yeah, for now we are going to keep in mind this number, 259, almost 260 million. After that I decided to use the food, which is going to increase our attack by 8%. So here, as you can see, I used the rice. Now we're going to do the same rotation. Again, it's going to be sped up. I'm using by the cooldowns just all the skills. And actually about Demon Mark Burst, this is the thing. So when you're using your basic attacks, you're getting stacks. And ideally, of course, every time, until the moment you're going to use this skill, this finger snap thing, you want to get maximum amount of stacks. And again, some people corrected me that it's not an RNG moment. If you're going to reach 5 stacks of Resentful Curse, with the snap you're going to provide the maximum damage. And usually I actually realized during the battle that I don't have any issues. There is no real RNG involved here until I'm going to snap with fingers. Again, I actually getting myself 5 stacks of Resentful Curse, so just basic skill spamming and usual attacks and all the skills by the cooldowns, with keeping in mind that of course we want to get the maximum potential of our Demon Mark Burst. And here you can see how improved our results. Last time it was 260 million, let's say, round, yep. Here we have the total number of 292 million damage, and I used the food, which increased my magical attack by 8%. I believe there is nothing hidden behind it. It's like I have 8.2k magical attack and 8% are going to be calculated from this number. I hope I am right. If I'm wrong, just let me know about it, and I'm going to get additional 8% from this parameter of magical attack. How changed our numbers? So we have 44.4 million damage from basic attacks, the Apostle Demon Mark Burst 34.5 million, the Demon Mark Burst 32.5 million. In total, from this only one skill we received 67 million damage, which is insane. After that is going to be Stacks and Illusion. Again, 4 times, numbers didn't change, like I'm using them pretty much properly, I guess. Just let's compare to the previous one run. 11 and 5, 11 and 5. I guess in terms of my overall usage of skills and so on, nothing really changed, but numbers, obviously, they increased by a lot. The interesting fact though, that my Stacks and Illusion in the first run gave me 32.5 million damage, and in the second run it was 31.7. I guess here we can talk about crit RNG probably, but yeah, overall all the rest numbers, they're kinda increased. So yeah, we're going to keep in mind the number of 291.9 million damage. And after that I decided that okay, now it's time to test how crit rate is going to change our performance. And no, they're not going to stack with each other, I mean the food, because they are all considered as, let's say, offensive food, and they're going to switch effects from each other. So when I'm going to use one food and after that I'm going to use the other one from offensive, first one is going to lose its effect, the second one is going to actually provide us the effect. So here we're going to increase our crit rate and we're going to watch the food effect. As you can see, the previous one faded and we got the new one. Again, we're doing just the full run without changing anything. I'm not switching my skills or something like that. I'm not using any additional buffs, and pretty much again keeping up with the same rotation, just trying to follow my Resentful Curse stacks to be sure that I am providing the full potential. And here are my results with increase of critical rate by 8%. Damage increased. The total number is 299.4 million, almost 300 million, and that's kind of interesting. I mean, with the fact that we increased attack, which is supposed to be the main parameter which is going to define how much damage we're going to actually deal to opponents, with increasing our crit rate by only 8%, it gave us better results. Not huge, but still they're kinda decent, because before, as you can see, it was 291.9, and at the end we have almost 300 million, so the difference of about 8 million. And again, as you can see, the usage of skills remains the same. The only one which can vary is going to be basic attack, like 2, 3 more, maybe less. It doesn't really matter too much, I guess, but overall, again, from the Demon Mark burst, I received, what is it, 40, what am I talking about, 64 million damage. That's huge. 32.3, 26, 24. So yeah, here is how crit rate is going to change our performance. And here I should consider that probably crit rate is going to be probably a more priority rather than magical attack. I mean, if you already have kinda decent numbers, obviously. In my case it's 8k, and as you understand, 8% from 8k, they didn't give the same result as 8% for crit rate. Now I decided to use the last one, food, which is going to increase our damage by 8% from skills. So I used it, and we're going to see just all the same stuff with the same rotations, nothing new, so I'm just going to skip to the results. And we have 300 million.4. In compared to the last run, it changed a bit. The whole thing that I probably was able to manage my rotations a little bit better, and I was able to provide one additional attack from Demon Mark burst. As you can see, in Apostle Demon Mark burst, I was able to use it 6 times instead of 5 during the whole previous runs, and basically it's provided, in compared to previous runs, additionally 10 million damage. If you remember, previous runs they were around 32, 33, something like that million. Here it gave me additionally 10 freaking million. That's insane. Only one usage of this skill, can you imagine? And that's crazy. So yeah, if we're going to consider that, for example, I'm not going to use one more time the Apostle Demon Mark burst, and it's going to be 5, it should be like probably 6-8 million less, with the fact that again we used food, which is going to increase our damage from skills by 8%, so probably it's not going to be exactly 10 million, but like 9-8, maybe something like that lower, which means we're going to receive pretty much similar or equal results to what we had with the food for magical attack. And potentially, I guess it's going to be lower than with crit rate. Again, with the crit rate, the thing is that still I am kind of below 100%, and there might be some kind of RNG involved where I might not crit, for example, all the time. And this one thing is going to be applicable to pretty much everything. The main reason for saying this and for making this video is actually to pay attention to your crit rate. This is really important one stat, and I mean technically it's possible to bring it to 100% without using like boost effects from the food. So you will be able and you will be free to use some other food which is going to boost your damage, for example, or attack. And again, probably by my understanding, damage increase is going to be a bit more important rather than attack. Again, depends on what kind of numbers you already have. Yeah, I guess kinda an interesting observations and results. So overall, I hope this is going to provide you some better understanding of game mechanics and you will find this interesting. Again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for this video. That's pretty much it, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.